Welcome everyone to Language Arts Semester 1. I'm Mrs. Barra. I'll be your online teacher. I know that many of you are familiar with PEAK, but I do want to talk about a couple of things with our course. I'll talk about the gradebook, how to find it, the dynamic scheduler, Class Connect, videos, and academic writing. So first, I want to talk about the gradebook. Now this is semester 2. However, yours looks very similar, so you don't need to worry about that. So first off, the gradebook is going to be found here on My Grades, and it's near the bottom. You want to click that, and there's a few things that you'll see that's a little different. I have a column here called End Date. Your end date is actually March 25th, but you'll see here where it is, just to keep you informed of when the semester ends for you. You'll see your average and your cumulative grade, plus any assignments. One other thing I do want to mention is how to find assignments. So you can look here and click on it to see my comments, my feedback here. However, you cannot resubmit from here. So to resubmit, you have to go back into the unit. And I believe that was 106. And you will see once you click on the assignment, you'll see, of course, my feedback, but now it says Start New. For every writing assignment, you have 2 submissions. For every quiz, there are 3. And for every test, there are 3. So just so you know that you can do that up to 2 times without me having to reset anything. I can reset things. However, if it is reached up to that point where I need to, then I'm going to ask you why or what happened. Sometimes there's a glitch in the system, and that's not a problem. If there is a glitch in the system, this right here, this button, Online Support Center, is where you're going to go for that. You click here, it opens up to a new web page, and you'll want to click Student Help, and then Email Case. And that will, you fill out this information based off of what just happened. So if you're having any issues, you're having something where a quiz isn't submitting correctly, you answer the questions, it didn't save it, and it says that you didn't answer anything, then you can go through this and let them know that. Please do that because it's happened a number of times. So if that happens, if there's ever a glitch in the system, just go there to fix that. So that's where your My Grades is, and I'm sure most of you already are familiar with that. And that's how you can resubmit another assignment if you need to. Now, your dynamic scheduler, or your schedule in general, is going to be where it says Start Here. And I know, again, this is semester 2. However, it will still say Start Here. It says it for both of them. And obviously, you can see semester 2. My semester 2 students currently have several different schedules based on them. You guys only have one. But once you do, or once you click that, you'll get a PDF of this. This is your schedule. Now, we don't do discussion and portfolio assignments, so you don't need to worry about that. So this copy here has those already taken out. However, if you wanted to create your own schedule, you go to this part that says Schedule, and you put in your start date, which is today, the 13th, and your end date, which is the 25th. I'm sure most of you have used this before, but I just want to point out a couple of things. You click Submit. Now, you'll notice that although this is the same dates as this one here, there's a lot less assignments in there because Unit 5 has been completely removed. We removed that last semester. And all the discussions and all the assignments that say portfolio have been taken out. So this is a lesser workload for this semester. Be aware that in semester 2, as you can see, there are 5 units in there, and that will stay that way. So this semester is a little bit less work than it will be for next semester. So if you want to work a little bit harder in your math class right now, as to make up for the fact that you might be working harder in English in the next block, that might be a good idea just to do right now. So this one is your schedule that you will be using for this unit, or for this semester. I do recommend printing it off and crossing things off as you get through them. You will be reading a couple of different stories. The Diary of Anne Frank is going to be your novel for this unit. It begins in Unit 3. You will also be reading Frederick Douglass in Unit 1. In Unit 2, you're going to be doing poetry and speech and a speech. Unit 3 is your novel unit. And Unit 4 has a lot of short stories, and you get to even write your own short story. So that's kind of your course in a nutshell. So the next thing you want to look at is Class Connect, and that is in this area right here. Now we have a new Blackboard chat room, so it'll be a little bit different. And I will send out an email with a link for those. So I would like to use the new one just because that can be used. You don't have to download anything. So for this Class Connect, if you want to download it beforehand, you can click on any of those rooms and download the Blackboard Collaborative Launcher. And I'll ask you if you're sure, and you click download and you go through that process, and then you can join the room. The new one doesn't require anything to be downloaded. It's in your browser as long as you use Google Chrome, which is really nice. So I really enjoy that one. But here's where you'll see our scheduled sessions. As you can see, for semester 2, I do weekly sessions. I check in with my students every week. And then here is where all the recordings are. Now, I also have a new thing. This, I don't think other teachers have this, but I have videos that I create, like this one. And this is where this video will be, in fact. So you click in videos, and let's see, there's one of the Blackboard things. This is how, these are videos based off of assignments that we've done. So they've got a similar welcome one. They had a very tough assignment to do right away. You guys will get this in yours as well for next semester. So I made a video kind of going over each and every question. I discussed how to format and submit assignments because some students were using different Word documents, different Word formatting that just didn't work right. So if you use Word, if you use Pages, if you use Google Docs, I kind of touch on how that should look. So that's like the alignment. Writing a well-developed paragraph and what that means. This is for your Unit 2 exams. All have short answer questions, and they will ask for paragraphs. This is what I'm looking for when it comes to a paragraph. Topic sentences, body sentences, and a conclusion. You can either download it right here, or if you're able to watch YouTube, you can watch YouTube. This is connected to YouTube, so you won't be able to watch this video unless you have YouTube allowed on your computer. And then essay writing. This goes over a specific assignment for semester 2, but it's good for everyone. And basics of an essay, the introduction, the body paragraphs, transitions, conclusions, citations a bit too. So those are your video section. Now the next thing is academic writing, and this is a language arts class, so I do expect a certain level of writing. It's called formal writing. And if you think about it, you do speak differently to different people. And I want you to write that way too. It's called code switching in a way. The way you speak to, say, your boss should be the way you speak to your teacher, hopefully. It should be more formal, and that is what I'm looking for. Since it's language arts, I am grading you on how well you can come across in the language. So some things of what I mean. Capitalization. Proper nouns are capitalized. Names and places. The first word of a sentence is I by itself, or if it's part of a contraction, I am. That should be capitalized. Complete sentences are always required. The only time that they would not be is when you are making an outline. However, other than that, I need complete sentences every time, and I do not knock off points if you do not do that. Academic writing, I also ask for using part of the question in the answer. So what that looks like. The question was, why did Anne Frank and her family hide in the annex? It would be, Anne Frank and her family hid in the annex. So I just took this end of the question, took off the why did, and I made it into that. The reason why is for clarity. Sometimes a question can have 2 or 3 things that you have to answer. And I don't know which one you're doing if you just give me a short thing. They hid because her sister had to go to a work camp. If that mentions several people, I don't know who they is. I don't know who her sister is. So you want to make sure that you're very clear. And that's the only reason why I'm looking for clarity. Abbreviations. When it comes to things like states, I do want you to spell it out. Don't do this M-I-F-L-I-N-C-O kind of thing. If you have a long name, like National Basketball Association, you can say the full name first and then put it in abbreviations later if you're going to repeat that over and over and over. If you're not, then you just call it that one time. Slang and informal words obviously should not be in this at all. And text and messaging, talking to me like this is fine. However, you want to avoid this in formal writing. No, well, the other day. Don't start sentences like this usually. Don't start paragraphs like that. Don't say you know what I mean. Anyways is not a word, so please don't use that. And avoid starting things with the word so. Now, writing stories and poetry is the exception to this rule. Those can be more informal depending on your audience and your assignment. And you will be doing poetry for sure next semester. And you will be writing some stories this semester. So obviously in that case, informal writing will depend on what it is you're doing. If you're not sure, let me know and I'll happily explain that to you or clarify the assignment for you. You always want to reread your work before you're sending it to me, and you do want to reread your emails too. Make sure you use your spell check and that it is the right word still. Academic writing should be formal writing, so be sure it's clear, use correct spelling, correct capitalization, and complete sentences. Leave out slang or other informal writing, and if you're not sure, you can always ask or just find another way to say something. So again, some information or some things that you want to make sure you know where they are. Here's your My Grades. Then Class Connect videos. Staff information will include my email as well as my phone number. In the video section, and again, notice that there are 5 units here. In your current semester, you have only 4, so this one will require a lot more work. So if you want to do more math to make sure that you are ready for a bigger workload for next semester, I do recommend that. I look forward to working with everybody, and if you have any questions on anything, please let me know. Just send me an email. You can also chat with me on Google Hangouts, and I look forward to working with you all. Thanks, everybody.